I was reading, and I'm sure, I don't know if you told this story a million times by now.
No, you're fine.
But how you got started with merchandise and Luke Bryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, when I was in college, I went to school at Georgia Southern University. That's where Luke was in college. He had already moved to Nashville by the time I met him, but we were in the same fraternity, just, years apart. But he had come back to do a show, and he stopped by the fraternity house and asked if he could change his strings on our front porch. And we're like, yeah, that's fine. He had to get ready for the show, and he asked if he could play a song that he had written. And at that time, I was just singing cover songs in bars. I didn't really understand that there were people behind writing the songs. I mean, this was early on in my college career, and he played this song, and I was just blown away. I was like, wait, you wrote that? And that really, that moment right there started something. I think that's when I realized that, hey, I have to be able to write my own songs. I got to be able to make people feel like this. I can't keep just singing cover songs. That's like cheating, man. That's, of course they know all those songs. So that's really what motivated me to move to Nashville. And when I got there, I had to have a job. I didn't move to Nashville to sell T-shirts. I think that's why people find my story so what, I don't know if they really took it serious at first, because, that's just, it's all perception. And for me to go from selling T-shirts to, writing songs for other people, and then finally getting a record deal with Luke has always been good to me, and, I think that time on the road selling T-shirts, even though that's not why I moved to town, it allowed me to be around the business, it allowed me to watch him as a new artist, how he handled things, how he treated people, how just the business works. So I feel like when I got my chance, it's like I'd kind of been there, but not really. I'd never been the artist. And I just think those days with him really shaped, the way I treat the business and everybody around me. And Luke is a big deal, of why I'm here. And just can't thank him enough.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's like in the film industry too, we do a lot of shadowing of directors and, PA work and stuff like that when we're starting out. And it really is like, well, if you're shadowing some of the greatest people in the business, you just pick up the habits. If you're smart enough, pay attention,
right,
and then adapt it to you. And that sounds exactly what you did.
And that's what I love about just, whatever business you're in. I think if, it depends on, you got to have good people around you, good people to learn from. And even now, I'm not the new guy anymore, being around for 10 plus years. It's like you see new artists you believe in, and how, folks have given you a chance and opened doors for you. And it's just, that's how you can't really thank people for that. All you can do is kind of pass it down. And I think that's what we're, all trying to do. Country music's just a big family. And, you realize that you wouldn't have got here by yourself. And to be able to now hopefully help some new artists you believe in the way you've been helped that's just how it works, man.
That's cool. Yeah. Pay it forward, right?
Shay was talking about, the importance of collaborations, and how that can really expand your audience and get you into new markets, and really, obviously, more from like a creative perspective can help you grow, and the importance of that. And like Brock was saying, in film, Doug Ellen let me shadow him on Entourage.
Oh, wow.
About season 6 or 7.
One of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah, no, shout out to Doug and all those guys. But, it's just, there's nothing quite like it. I mean, I'm not comparing it to your experience. It's just like really learning from people that are actually doing it. And like, it was so valuable. I can't even put like a numeric. Yeah.
I know what you mean. It's like you can tell somebody, but to watch them do it and to be around it, that's different than somebody just trying to explain how something works. And I think, if you're lucky enough to be around somebody that's somebody you look up to, somebody you respect, and to learn, from the best is pretty, you just realize how fortunate you are. And I think that just the help we've been given, I think that is what makes us want to, like, hey man, someday I could be helping somebody else get to where they want to be. And I think that's just, part of it. So
yeah, man, that's it. How was it going from, basically shadowing and the merchandise and the whole deal to writing with Luke, performing, going on tour with Luke?
Yeah, I mean, that's, when I was out on the road, when I wasn't selling shirts, I mean, any free time I had, Michael Carter, who's still in Luke's band, he's produced, a lot of my music over the years, and we started writing together. You got to write a lot of bad songs before you get to the good ones. So for me, I wouldn't really play anybody my stuff because I just knew it wasn't quite there, But whatever that first song was that I had the guts to play for Luke because I thought it might be good enough. I think that's what really started everything. Kind of caught his eye, like, all right, maybe you got something going. But also, I'm glad that he didn't just get in a room and start writing with me. There's times where I wanted to write. I thought we might get a chance, but he, I feel like I had to earn that right. And I'm glad he made me do that, because you only get, one first chance to make an impression in a room. And I'm glad that he kind of let me learn write with a lot of unknown writers like myself at the time, and kind of work on my craft before I got in there with pros like him. And I think that helped me out kind of just through the whole process of being a songwriter. So.
That's amazing.
We got a buddy Morton. He's a DJ, and he did the same kind of thing with David Guetta. Now they've got this. They partnered up and they're touring the world together now. But he's like, same thing. It's just he said that David really he's like made sure he was ready when he finally did it. But
that's
it was
a big
persistent.
deal, and it's because no matter what you're doing, when you get that chance, you might not get another one. And if you don't have something, even you might have one breakout song. Like for me, that song was called Chillin' It, but I had been writing songs for years, so I had stuff to follow that up. I feel like once you get that break, you better have something to keep following it up, because it's just pressure. It's you got to be ready. And I think, for me though, when I did get my chance, it was because I had written songs for other people like Luke and FGL, Thomas Rhett, and finally these record labels were like, if you're writing them and singing them, they're hearing my versions, like, why don't you just sing them? I was like, hell, that's a great idea. I'm down for that. And that's kind of what really started it. And when I started doing shows, Luke, he was on tour with FGL and Thompson Square, and lead singer Kiefer for Thompson Square had some vocal issues, and they needed somebody to fill in last minute. And I remember Carrie, she manages me and Luke, called and asked if I could be on a bus by noon. And it was that morning. We had like 2 hours. I was like, yeah, where are we going? And we got to go open up the tour. No record deal. Straight just threw me to the wolves, man. I got to go out there and stuff like that. I mean, I can't imagine. I would not want to watch a replay of that show, because I was amped up, man. But that's just, opportunities like that. I feel like, you got to be ready when they happen. Even if you're not ready, you better get ready soon. So.
That's it. That's awesome, man. Yeah, you got to rise to the occasion, right?
Yep.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the video.
And subscribe and hit the bell for a whole lot more to come.
Thanks for tuning in to Studio 22.